All right, welcome back. We now have the second of our published books available to discuss in this video. It's called Shaping Our Future. It is actually developed quite some time ago in the 1990s and Christian Cruz here is joining me, is a graduate of the program, the Studies of the Future program at University of Houston Clear Lake. And he is also a principal in a growth strategy firm, a foresight professional in his own right. But he was involved in the development of this book, of this workshop, and its video. So let me ask Christian to give us a story about how it came about, and I look forward to hearing from you, Christian.
Sure, thanks, Peter. I think I got what many would consider sort of a dream job in 2000, working for the Waite Foundation and the Waite Institute. Ted Waite was the co-founder of Gateway Computers, and he had a couple $1 billion to throw into community development, technology and ethics, and the future. And so I was the director of future studies at the Waite Institute, Waite Foundation. And one of the first questions I was struggling with was, what does a futurist do at a foundation, and how do you broaden futures thinking within the community? And also in regard to technology and ethics, Ted had a specific focus around how do we improve the public's ability to understand and comment on the role of technology in our lives. And one of the things I found was, well, why not look deeper, look into the teen market, look into the high school area, and try to figure out how to help those folks think about the future, because they will then become the future adult citizens looking at future technologies and how they might be applied. So another director put me in touch with Foundation for Our Future, Center for a Sustainable Future, and Jack Byrne, and they had a group of kids, and they had a need from a sustainability aspect to do the same thing in terms of how do we help kids think more constructively about the future, in this case, teens and high schoolers. And they had a ready market of teens that they were already working with from rural Vermont and urban Boston area. So we thought we would do a program where we would build some teaching tools for educators and or just youth leaders to take people through a scenario planning process and help broaden their views of the future. I had met Sandy Berkstead at the program, the University of Houston program, in the late 90s. And she and I had developed a scenario system based on the fact that while the coursework was emphasizing systems thinking, a lot of the tools in foresight were more linear. They weren't as focused around systems thinking. So we built some systems thinking scenario planning tools. And what I found was Sandy's background in teaching and her pedagogical approach was really important to developing the methodology. And so she was the perfect person to document this process and help build it and use it as a teaching tool. So Sandy and I worked with Jack at the Foundation for Our Future. We did a pilot program at Shelburne Farms with rural Vermont kids, urban Boston kids. And what we found, the results were amazing in terms of the pilot. We found that the kids had a much wider view of the future than they had previously. And that their agency had increased. In other words, they felt that they could do more things themselves with the future, and they could enable better futures for their community. So I think oftentimes we think kids are the future, and we think, oh, they think about the future all the time, or they're very good at thinking about alternative futures. When in fact, children, because they don't have a ton of experience, teens, they tend to have a very narrow view of the future. So this workshop really helped widen their view in significant ways. So then after the pilot, Sandy and Jack got down to writing the book and the templates. And we brought in also David Sivit from Grove Consulting to do the templates and some of the visual storytelling that's in the guidebook as well. And that was really powerful. Oliver Markley facilitated that introduction with David Sivit, who's sort of obviously a legend in visual storytelling. And so the templates that we use there really support the overall teaching approach. So we found it to be really exciting, the results that we got when we applied it with kids. And it didn't require a huge amount of support either. That's a good thing about the guidebook and the templates, is that it is downloadable and pretty much ready to go. I mean, it'd be great to reach out to Peter and his team at Teach the Future, but it is a remarkably it's something that can stand on its own. It doesn't need a huge amount of expert facilitation around the book. And again, that's what Sandy and I were really going for. And as a teacher, why her ability to kind of write that guidebook in that way was so powerful.
Great. Well, I really appreciate it, Christian. I did want to emphasize that the facilitator's guidebook, it's really a workshop, and its facilitator's guide could be a teaching unit within particularly high school, is available for download free of charge from the Teach the Future library, which is simply www.library.teachthefuture.org. When you get to that, you put in the word shaping in the keywords, and that comes right up. Christian and Sandra also produced a video that documents the workshop itself, which is a great testament to exactly what you've said. So I really appreciate you explaining that to us, and we look forward to getting more people using your great work, Christian. Thank you very much.